Ever wondered how you'd express the joy of meeting someone after a long time in a single word? Well, there's a word for that in Indonesian, rindu. Imagine standing on the edge of an ocean of words, each wave carrying a unique tone, a distinct emotion, a specific experience. Some words are like islands, standing alone, unreachable by the vessels of translation. They are the untranslatable words, linguistic treasures that encapsulate cultural phenomena or universal yet overlooked experiences. One such pearl from the depths of this ocean is the Indonesian word rindu, a word that paints an intricate tapestry of emotions, encapsulating the profound longing for someone absent, the joy of reunion after a long parting, all intertwined with a sense of love and affection. It's an emotional cocktail that English and many other languages grapple to express in a succinct manner. In the English language, we might say, "I miss you," or "I can't wait to see you again," or even, "I've been thinking about you." Yet none of these phrases carry the same depth, the same emotional weight as the single word rindu. They're like scattered pieces of a puzzle, each hinting at a part of the picture, but none able to capture the complete image. The existence of rindu opens up a window into the soul of the Indonesian culture, hinting at a people who value relationships and emotional connections. It tells us that Indonesians have a word for this complex emotion because it's an experience they acknowledge and cherish. But rindu is more than just a linguistic curiosity. It's a reminder that language is a living, breathing entity, shaped by our experiences, our emotions, our cultures. It's proof that sometimes words are more than just sounds and letters. They are vessels carrying the essence of our shared human experiences, a testament to our capacity to feel, to love, to long for. So the next time you miss someone, remember the word rindu, a beautiful linguistic testament to a universal human experience. Have you ever heard about iksuarpok, an Inuit term describing the anticipation felt when expecting someone? This isn't just the feeling of waiting for a friend to arrive, but it's an emotion so strong it compels you to keep looking outside to see if they're coming. It's a word that encapsulates an entire experience, an emotion, a situation that's so specific it doesn't translate directly into English. This word, iksuarpok, is a vivid example of how culture leaves its imprints on language. It reflects the Inuit culture's relationship with time, patience, and anticipation in their harsh, isolated Arctic environment. The Inuit people, residing in the icy realms of the Arctic, have a unique understanding of time. Unlike our clock-bound societies, their perception of time is closely tied to nature. Waiting for someone in such conditions isn't merely a test of patience, but a testament of resilience, survival, and a deep-rooted anticipation. The term iksuarpok isn't just a word, it's a narrative. It tells a story of a people who, in the face of harsh weather and isolation, have learned to cherish human connection, to anticipate it, to look out for it. This anticipation, this constant looking out, doesn't just reflect their hope, but their survival instinct. Language, therefore, isn't just a tool for communication. It's a cultural artifact, a mirror reflecting the values, beliefs, and experiences of a society. The words we use, the phrases we coin, the idioms we create, are all deeply entrenched in our cultural milieu. They carry with them the essence of our worldview, our understanding of life, and our interactions with our environment. So next time you're waiting for someone, feeling that sense of anticipation building up, remember the Inuit and their word iksuarpok. Remember that each language carries with it a unique perspective, a unique way of seeing and experiencing the world. While we may not have an exact English equivalent for iksuarpok, we all certainly know the feeling. Did you know the Portuguese language has a word for the melancholic longing or yearning? It's called saudade. Let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty of this concept. Saudade, a word that encapsulates a complex whirlwind of emotions in just 7 letters. But what does it truly entail? Well, it's not merely a sense of nostalgia or longing. No, saudade is an emotional state that goes deeper. It's a blend of emotions that is uniquely Portuguese. Imagine sitting by a window on a rainy day, holding a warm cup of coffee, reminiscing about a cherished memory or a loved one. You're not just missing them, you're relishing the sweet sorrow of their absence, the bittersweet symphony of emotions that accompanies it. That feeling is saudade. It's a word that paints a vivid picture of the human emotional landscape, a word that captures the essence of a feeling so profound, it's almost tangible. You see, saudade is an emotion that transcends the barriers of language. It's a testament to the emotive power of words and how they can reflect the cultural psyche. It's like a key that unlocks a door to a realm of emotions that may not exist in other languages. And that's the beauty of language. It's a reflection of the people who speak it, their experiences, their emotions, their culture. It's a tapestry of words and phrases, each one holding a story, an emotion, a piece of the human experience. This is what makes translation such a fascinating yet challenging task. It's not just about finding the equivalent word in another language, it's about interpreting the essence of the word, the cultural context it carries, the emotions it embodies. It's about preserving the soul of the language. And so, saudade remains untranslatable. Not because there are no similar words in other languages, but because its essence is so deeply rooted in the Portuguese culture, in the Portuguese soul. So, the next time you feel a nostalgic yearning, remember that the Portuguese have a word for that, saudade. Have you ever wondered if the language you speak shapes the way you think? Well, the concept we're about to delve into is known as linguistic relativity, or the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, named after linguists Edward Sapir and Benjamin Lee Whorf. This hypothesis suggests that our perception of the world might just be influenced by the language we use to describe it. Imagine, for instance, a world where the future exists behind you and the past lies ahead. Sounds topsy-turvy, right? But that's exactly how speakers of the Aymara language, native to the Andes, conceptualize time. Unlike English speakers who view the future as something we move towards, Aymara speakers see the future as something that comes up from behind, unseen until it arrives. Now let's shift our focus to colors. In English, we have separate words for blue and green, but in the Himba tribe of Namibia, they use the same word, dumbu, to describe both. This doesn't mean they can't differentiate between green and blue, but rather that they perceive these colors as parts of a single category, much like we see scarlet and crimson as variations of red. Moving on to spatial references, some Australian Aboriginal languages, like Gugu Yimithir, use cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, instead of egocentric coordinates, like left, right, front, and back. So, instead of saying, the cup is on your left, a speaker might say, the cup is to the north. This constant orientation requires a keen sense of direction, shaping a different understanding of space. But does this mean our thoughts are prisoners of our language? Not necessarily. While language can influence our perception and categorization, it doesn't limit our ability to understand new concepts. It's more like a pair of tinted glasses, coloring our view of the world, but not constraining what we can see. While the debate continues, one thing is certain: language is a fascinating lens through which we view our world. Isn't it fascinating how a single word can encapsulate a world of meaning? As we've journeyed through the labyrinth of language together, we've touched upon the endless riddles that words and concepts present. We've discussed the cultural footprints imprinted on language, highlighting how words are not just mere sounds, but vibrant tapestries woven with threads of tradition, history, and social norms. We've delved into the realm of emotions that often find themselves lost in translation, underscoring the profound influence of language on our emotional landscape. Furthermore, we've pondered the intricate relationship between language and thought, recognizing that the way we speak can shape the way we perceive the world around us. Language is a kaleidoscope, constantly shifting and reflecting the multifaceted nature of human existence. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of language, remember, every word has a story, a culture, and an emotion embedded within it, waiting to be explored.